Bulabinaka, everyone. As the Minister for Commerce, Trade, Tourism and Transport, a key responsibility within my portfolio is the development of Fijian standards. Fijian standards are used every day throughout society to promote quality, excellence, safety, trade, and environmental protection. Every year, on the 14th of October, standards development organizations throughout the world celebrate World Standards Day. As we all know, this day marks the beginning of International Organization for Standardization, commonly known as ISO. We also pay tribute to the efforts of the thousands of experts who develop standards worldwide. This year's theme, Protecting the Planet with Standard, is very important for a small island developing state like Fiji. Climate change is the single greatest threat to the livelihoods, security, and global well-being of all, with significant impacts to small island developing states, including the Pacific. Island states around the world and in the Pacific are guardians of 2/3 of the world's oceans and its resources. Fiji believes that the onus is on us to take action to ensure that the oceans are protected not only for tourism but for our future generations. According to the third National Communication (TNC) report published by the Fijian Ministry of Economy in April 2020, the average annual asset losses from natural disasters are estimated at Fijian $500 million. This is more than 5% of our GDP. It has been the Honorable Prime Minister's leadership in the international arena that has allowed us to continue bringing the focus back to climate change mitigation actions worldwide and in the region. Fiji's Nationally Determined Contributions, or NDCs, under the Paris Agreement has an ambitious 30% reduction target in energy emissions by 2030, with a major focus on CO2 reductions. To support government's initiative to mitigate climate change, the Ministry of Commerce, Trade, Tourism and Transport is leading Fiji's participation in the Agreement on Climate Change, Trade and Sustainability, commonly known as ACCTS. ACCTS, amongst other provisions, is focused on commitments on trade in environmental goods and services, including eco-labeling, fuel subsidies, and standards and international best practices. Through the Department of National Trade Measurements and Standards, our national standards body, we have also reviewed fuel standards and introduced cleaner fuels. We are also undertaking measures to mitigate climate change by introducing products that are energy efficient, such as refrigerators. This is achieved through standards, minimum energy performance and labeling standards. Standards help to make products and services more sustainable by making sure that organizations minimize their impact on the environment and the world around them. The ISO 14000 provides a series of standards that provides for environmental management systems and validates and verifies greenhouse gas emission reductions and provides guidelines on adapting to climate change, to name a few. The world is shifting faster towards renewable energy sources, that is, solar and wind power. According to International Renewable Energy Agency, renewables could supply 4/5 of the world's electricity by 2050, massively cutting carbon emissions and helping to mitigate climate change. Remember, standards affect every part of our daily lives, from our work experiences to our personal choices. Whether we're trying to use fossil fuel, solar energy, hydrogen technologies, building environment design, and sustainability in building construction, standards makes it easier to make good decisions. Standards helps to manage risk and to develop strategic plans to mitigate risk. With those few words, I'd like to say Happy World Standards Day.
Happy World Standards Day!